took place while the family was gathered at home on a Sunday afternoon. The day of the crime, the father went to the trunk of his car, retrieved the rifle, and shot his wife as she was cleaning up the kitchen after lunch. When his 10-year-old son came to investigate the commotion, the father shot him too. His 6-year-old daughter had the good sense to hide in the bathroom, but reports suggest he lured her out by telling her it was just a game. The girl was found shot once in the chest from point-blank range. The mother, who was shot in the stomach, was pregnant at the time. Police arriving on scene after neighbors called 911 found the father in his car listening to the radio. Several days before the murders, neighbors say they heard the father repeating a sequence of numbers in a loud voice. They said it was like he was chanting some strange spell. There was another family shot to death in the same state last month, and in December last year, a man used a rifle and meat cleaver to murder his entire family. In each case, the perpetrators were fathers. State police say this string of domestic homicides appears unrelated, though it could be part of a larger trend such as employment, child care, and other social issues facing the average family.
What is up, everybody? So you just heard a little bit of what used to be PT, aka the playable teaser that came out on this day exactly 3 years ago. So, I am your host tonight, Paul Dolsky, and I am joined with my co-host,
Tessa Baker.
And I am also joined by the co-assistant,
Christella Bello.
And that is right. So, am I the only one that played the game, or... I know Tessa never didn't play it, but,
I played it.
You played it too, okay. So, Krista, what were your thoughts originally with this, teaser that we got?
It freaked the shit out of me, and in all honesty, like, it was something really different, and just the whole atmosphere of the game scared me. So I played it, and I was on edge most of the time when I played the teaser.
Oh yeah, I mean,
but
it threw me for a ride. I mean, I didn't really get scared too much, but you could definitely feel claustrophobic because it was that one hallway, and
over and over again.
Over and over again. The only thing different about the hallway is that it changed every time you walk through the door.
But that's what made it scary, because you really didn't know what was going to be waiting down that hallway for you when you went back through it again.
Yeah, for all you know, you could be seeing what we saw, what you heard in the beginning there, that evil, demonic female laugh that will kill you if you don't have all the pieces of the picture. So.
Oh god, let's not even talk about trying to find all the pieces of the picture. That was a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it was. I actually had to look up to see where these pieces were. I was actually, to be honest, I'm even surprised that I even beat PT, which happened to be the now canceled game Silent Hills, which I'll say it right now. Go fuck yourself, Konami. Okay. Now that's out of the way. I'm going to just say it again. Go fuck yourself, Konami. Okay. Now that we got this out of my system again.
But wait.
Get it on.
Go fuck yourself, Konami.
Yeah, see?
Go fuck yourself, Konami.
Ah, yes. Oh. What does Consuela say about this? Let's see. Probably bad.
Consuela is disappointed. Go fuck yourself, Porta.
See? Even she's not even happy.
Even Consuela is not happy with Konami.
But I wish Konami made the right decision by showing that they're little bitches and going to mobile games. They're not even doing any type of console games anymore. So, good. But that just shows them that they're little bitches. But anyway, no, I was really looking forward to Silent Hill once I learned that PT, or the playable teaser, was for Silent Hill, which, were playing as Norman Reedus. Norman Reedus was going to be in Silent Hills. Like, what? Like, damn. Now that would have been even more cool, I think. Because it would have been cool to see, like, what Norman Reedus' story would have been in Silent Hills. But we'll never know.
Also, Konami, you really fucked yourself because you do know how much revenue you would have made, not only because it's Silent Hills, but all the Norman fangirls and fanboys in The Walking Dead would have bought that game specifically because he was in it. You would have made so much money for the simple fact of Norman Reedus being in that game.
Exactly. Norman Reedus would have been the guy who would have sold you a lot of money because he's a popular guy. Very popular. But, I mean, Crypto, did you ever finish PT or did you not ever get to see the, like, you know, the ultimate awesome ending?
I didn't finish it. I got tired of looking for the puzzle pieces, but I did watch the ending on YouTube many years ago. So,
yeah,
like it's been a while, but I mean, if it's what I think it is, I think I remember it. But yeah, I played PT, but I didn't finish it. Simple fact of the puzzle pieces. Man.
Yeah, I was shocked that I could only beat it once. And thank God I was, like, recording at the time to, like, show that I actually beat it. Because I could never beat it again after that for some weird-ass reason. So, at least I got proof that I actually beat it. Even though I watch a lot of people do it. And I'm just like, I don't get it. But
why do you make this so easy?
God! Well, speaking of easy, a lot of people, when the people were making the game, which was Kojima, by the way, and it was also with that other guy, which I always have trouble saying his name. But, Del Toro, I think it's how...
Del Toro.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta think. So you got Kojima and Del Toro that, like, made this, like, directed this small little teaser. Even though the publisher was Konami, but why Konami? I'm gonna say it again. Why Konami? Even Del Toro was just like, yeah, fuck Konami. And then, I don't even know if well, we all know what happened with Kojima. He left and, like, went off to do his own thing, which happened to be Kojima Productions now. And, yeah, that's interesting what happened with that whole shenanigans, I'm just going to say, with Konami and Kojima. But, babe, I know you never played it, but... You were hearing about it with me and Barry, who's not here tonight, but I know that we were all talking about PT, and do you remember the first time when we were talking about that and what your first thoughts were on that game before actually witnessing PT?
The way you guys talked about it, especially Barry, I was like, oh boy, why does this sound like something I will never play? Because it just sounded like it was like a serious, like, mind fuck and would make you edgy and stuff. So, at first I was just like, oh boy, I don't know if I'm going to play this game by the sounds of it. And then you're like, I played it, you know, and you didn't seem to mind it, but Barry, oh my god, he made it sound like it was, like, terrifying, and I was like, oh boy. Because we all know that it is very hard to scare my boyfriend Paul here. It's very difficult. He does not scare easily, but Barry, on the other hand, Barry was definitely terrified of Laura.
Yep. And speaking of, like, Laura or Lisa, depending on who you talk to. But it kind of makes me wonder now what PT could have been like if we were able to have the opportunity to play it in VR. Now, I mean, I know Lisa is good with the jump scares, and she got me once because the way they did her is just, it's so unexpected too. Like, you think you're okay, but then that last little bitty time, you may not be okay. Or you'll just be like listening to the radio or whatever, and then Lisa will come up and be like, oh, hi, I'm gonna kill you. And it's just like, whoa, that was random. And I don't know how many times I told her a bitch. Like, you goddamn bitch. Goddamn killing me. Fuck. Trying to like listen for the baby, and you're coming in here and killing me. Like, the hell.
How fucking rude.
You are very, very rude. Bad. Bad.
Very bad.
But, so babe, you ended up watching some gameplay from my buddy, Jack Masuka.
Yeah.
So, after seeing that, what do you think of PT?
I will never play it. Personally, I will never play it. I took one look at fucking Laura, and she looks like she's like 6 or 7 feet tall. Just, chilling in the hallway, just standing there, head tilted, just staring at you, and I'm just like, I don't want to go down that hallway. Ever.
Well, we can't forget about the bloody refrigerator.
The bloody refrigerator, and you can't forget about the deformed, like,
fetus
thing in the sink
that
had
talk?
like these, yeah.
So, Krista, what do you think of all that shit?
The fetus right there, boy. Oh my god. When I first saw the fetus, I was like, dude, are you fucking really? Is it? Like, I really thought I was gonna jump up and be like the WB for all that. Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my Valentine. Like, I really thought he was gonna do some shit like that. And I was like, come on now. Like, it was really fucking weird. It really was. And the ice box. I'm not gonna lie. What scared me was when the damn door opened up. Like, when the little kid was in the doorway. And you look and it slams it shut. That scared me for some reason.
Yep. Probably because you weren't because you had to zoom in to see her to shut the door. But yeah, just like we can't forget not only the swinging like bloody refrigerator or icebox or whatever, but while having a baby crying while it's swinging in the air and the blood dripped down from the ceiling from the thing. But we can't also forget the first time going into the hallway and you're taking that corner and there she is standing in the hallway. And then when you take that first step to get closer, she's gone. Or, Crystal, did you ever see the other person that's like upstairs, like looking at you from the balcony where the radio is? Did you ever see him?
Yeah, but when you go up there, they're gone after that. Like, they disappear once you get back up on the balcony. Because don't the phone ring after that? Once you get up there and you look for them, the phone starts ringing again.
Or something.
If I'm not mistaken. Something happens. Either the phone or the radio or something happens, and that's what triggers it when you go up there looking. If I'm not mistaken.
Well, you can't really go upstairs to look for him anyway, but you are like staring up at whoever this thing is that's staring down from you from the balcony, and you can't forget the slow creeping of this thing just backing up into the darkness after just watching you, and it's just like, yeah, I don't feel like I'm being watched or anything anymore. Like, yeah. So, apparently, Lisa's design was actually drawn in comparison to a Japanese folklore, which is very interesting. I'm not even going to try to pronounce this word. But if you go to Wikipedia and you type in PT, the video game, you can see it, like, what Risa's drawing was based off of right there. So I'm kind of curious now what this folklore would be. Because apparently it's, like, two different type of Japanese folklore people.
She always reminded me of the slit mouth woman.
Right.
I don't know if that's one of them, but that's what she reminded me of.
Oh, okay. So I'm kind of reading about the first one, and it already seems interesting. If this thing, because like I said, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce this, but when they die, they leave the body and it enters the form of purgatory, where it waits for the proper funeral and post-funeral rites to be performed, so that it may join its ancestors. And if it's done correctly, it is believed that it will be a protector of the living family in return yearly in August during the Obon festival to receive thanks. However, if the person dies in a sudden or violent manner, such as murder or suicide, if the proper rites have not been performed, or if they are influenced by powerful emotions such as desire for revenge, love, jealousy, hatred, or sorrow, it will have the thought to transform into a something. Like I said, I'm not even going to pronounce how you're supposed to say this, which can be then bridge the gap back to the physical world. And the emotion or thought need not to be particularly strong or driving. And it can cause death to become disturbed. Once it enters the mind of a dying person, their form will come back to complete the action last thought of before returning to the cycle of reincarnation. So pretty much if it doesn't rest in peace, it's going to come back and do whatever the hell it was planning on doing before it died. Whether it's getting revenge or jealousy or something. So that's interesting. Yeah, this thing is already ridiculous, but I'll have to post these links up for the folklore of the Japanese things and stuff, but I don't really know what else to really say with PT. I mean, the only thing that it is that it was going to be Silent Hills. It was going to be probably the most, like, if that's what Silent Hills was really going to become, is something like this, first person, I was down. I was game. I was on board. I was ready to pre-order. I was ready to say, Konami, shut up and take my money. But instead, all I got to say now is, fuck you, Konami. And that's it. So, yeah.
Fuck you, Konami. Fuck you.
See?
With a splintery broom handle.
Yep.
Super dry.
Yep. So you can take that middle finger and you can butt fuck it with yourself. Anyway, that's all I can think of, really. I mean, unless I'm missing something. I mean, I know you don't really want to talk about that picture there, Crystal, but we'll just put it this way. The picture is a pain in the ass, and if you do not have the picture completed by the time it's supposed to be done, game-wise, then hopefully Lisa or Laura doesn't get to you. But yeah, so here's something real quick. So Crystal, what are your thoughts now on it for being 3 years after its release? Do you still think it's probably one of the best teasers for horrors, or would you go back to it again?
I really do think that when they did this, they really set the bar for upcoming horror games, because if you look at Resident Evil, and Evil Within's new game coming out, I think really set the bar for the games that are coming out and were coming out at the time, because we really didn't have something like that besides, I think Alex came out maybe before that. But other than that game, you really didn't have a game that really set that kind of fear into you that was a newer game. I mean, we had older games that did it, but as far as like newer upcoming PlayStation horror games, that really was a defining moment for the horror genre. And that right when that came out, I was just starting to Twitch again, or actually starting to Twitch and actually getting back into horror games. So it really excited me for what was to come. And with it falling to pieces, it broke my heart. It really did. But I would definitely go back to play it and get aggravated with the pieces of the puzzle again. I mean, just go back and see, this is what I could have had. I mean, we do have Allison Road that's maybe possibly still in the works, and we have Visage that's still, want to come out. So I mean, we do have games that were pretty much inspired by PT, and that's great. So yeah. I mean, it shows you how much of a inspiration and draw it had for the horror gaming community.
Agreed. I mean, we got some games. I mean, we got one game that I'm still iffy. I knew the guy came back, but he hadn't posted anything in a while, so it kind of makes me wonder. But it's Allison Road. That was the one game that I know of, the first horror game that was inspired by PT, to my knowledge. This is to my knowledge, people. But I mean, there probably a lot more that got inspired by PT, but for the very first one that inspired from PT to me was Allison Road. So if for some reason the guy from Allison Road who hears this, all I just want to say is I hope you're still working on it, even though last that I heard was you were doing it solo, and I really, really hope that you're still wanting to put out this creation of yours, because all I'm going to say is keep up the good work, because the new graphics look amazing. And then...
Dude, yes.
And then we got that other game coming out called Visage, which we did do an episode on. So feel free to go and listen to that episode. And that is coming out sometime, maybe this year, but I doubt it. It could end up just be coming out next year. So it's hard to say. But yeah. Babe, there any thoughts on that? Like, I know I showed you Visage, and I think I showed you Allison Road. Mm-hmm. The one that got inspired by PT. Is there anything you would like to say about those two games? Or
I'm actually really looking forward to Visage and Allison Road, both of them. Those look like ones that I would actually play. Like, I think the whole thing, like, overall for me with PT is that Laura just
creeped you out.
Creeped me out a little much.
Yeah, especially with the crazy ass laugh that she does. But we'll hear one more time. That's right, people. Take that in for a minute. Let it sink in.
Yeah. That's not creepy or anything. Not at all.
That's my future wife in the afterlife. I'm joking, babe. God, take a joke.
Oh yeah,
that's gonna be you anyway. You'll become this.
Oh, goody. Looking forward to it.
But yeah, let's all remember that creepy ass laugh before she slit your throat or broke your neck or whatever she did to you. I mean, it really is like creepy as hell. But I do have one thing though I need to ask. So since it was going to bring out a new Silent Hills game, which could have changed Silent Hill in so many ways, but I guess my final question for me tonight is, for you guys is, what are your thoughts now on, I mean, you got to think, this has been 3 years, so do you really, what are your thoughts on Silent Hill? Do you believe that it's dead, or do you think that Silent Hill could do a comeback one day?
That's a tough one.
I agree. That is a tough one.
Yeah, I don't really know what to say. I just really think, because of Konami's fuck up, I really think Silent Hill died. Because
I agree with that. I really think it's dead.
yeah, because I mean, I haven't heard anything. I lied. So there's gonna be one thing coming out, Silent Hill, which I really, really hope that this guy pulls it off really well, and I really hope it expires. I'm just gonna say it. I really hope Kojima, if not Del Toro, to get the rights of Silent Hill, or somebody other than Konami. But this guy is making a Silent Hill CGI movie, and I did back it a long time ago. And when I'm talking a long time ago, I'm talking like maybe 2 to 3 years ago. I backed this movie, and it's finally going to be hopefully done by October this year. So hopefully we'll have an awesome Silent Hill CGI movie for all of us to enjoy. And hopefully that will spark the flame again for Silent Hill. Otherwise, I really do truly believe Silent Hill is dead. And that's sad to say, because I loved Silent Hill. Love it. Love it. I don't even know what else to say.
You what, babe?
I love it. Fucking love it. Anyway, yeah, do you guys have anything else to add for PT or anything?
No, I think if I actually mustered up the courage to play through it, I'd probably have more.
I'll get you two.
Oh, yeah. We shall see.
Yeah, see? She just said yes.
If you can play Outlast Test, you can play PT.
See?
Fucking Chris Walker, man. Jeez,
Which, for those of you that don't know, you might want to go check out that episode that we did too, because Tessa here did an all-female podcast right on the first Outlast. Which, hopefully one day you guys will hear another all-female episode again.
Yeah, you will. It's in the works. I'm brainstorming on what we could talk about, and I'll touch
you guys
base.
gotta watch.
I'll touch base with my girls. You know.
There you go. Yeah, because I know everybody's got wife, and it's wife, and we all have wives. So, yeah. And that's just the way life is. So, let's go get it. But, yeah, so, Crystal, is there anything you would like to add to this before we call it?
What is something I can actually say that we haven't covered yet? I just wish, I know me and all the fans of Silent Hill really do wish that you guys would have made the full game for PT, the new Silent Hill, and deep down in my heart, I have hope Silent Hill will come back bigger and better. But, you know, every good thing must come to an end. And if we end on PT, we're damn, even though it was a small teaser game, I'm happy with it. So,
yeah.
Fuck you, Konami. But
fuck
thank you,
Konami.
for giving me all the nightmares as a kid.
Yep.
Thank you.
You could have brought in so much more horror fans. Everybody was streaming PT. Like, everybody. And I mean, there was not one person that was not scared of that game. Well, except for me. Even though I got jump scared a few times, but that was because there were cheap ass jump scares. And, yeah. Maybe I'll have a link for my videos for PT or something. Because I know I still have those up on YouTube somewhere. On my channel for when I used to do games and record them and stuff. But, alright guys. that wrapped up PT. This was the 3rd anniversary of PT, or AKA Silent Hills, of what could have been probably a great game. So, alright guys, so once again, you know how we always end it, with plugs. Where can people find you if you want to be found? Let's see here. Well, for everything horror, you can find us pretty much everywhere. I mean, if you want all the links and stuff, just go to everythinghorror.podbean.com. And you can find us pretty much on everywhere. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Feel free to find us on there. You can just find us at EH Podcast. That is EHPODCASTS. Babe, if you'd like to be found, what do you want to plug out there?
I'm on Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, PlayStation Network is RedQueen_85.
That is your Twitch as well.
And my Twitch as well.
And that's it, baby?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it for me.
What about Crystal? I know you got probably a few.
You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv, Cristello_Labello. You can also follow me on Twitter under Cristello Games, Facebook, Cristello Twitch TV, and also on PSN as Eerie Cutie.
That's right. And once again, guys, like always, remember, stay
Stay
scary.
This brutal killing took place while the family was gathered at home on a Sunday afternoon. The day of the crime, the father went to the trunk of his car, retrieved the rifle, and shot his wife as she was cleaning up the kitchen after lunch. When his 10-year-old son came to investigate the commotion, the father shot him too. His 6-year-old daughter had the good sense to hide in the bathroom, but reports suggest he lured her out by telling her it was just a game. The girl was found shot once in the chest from point-blank range. The mother, who he shot in the stomach, was pregnant at the time. Police arriving on scene after neighbors called 911 found the father in his car, listening to the radio. Several days before the murders, neighbors say they heard the father repeating a sequence of numbers in a loud voice. They said it was like he was chanting some strange spell. There was another family shot to death in the same state last month, and in December last year, a man used a rifle and mud cleaver to murder his entire family. In each case, the perpetrators were fathers. State police say this string of domestic homicides appears unrelated, though it could be part of a larger trend such as employment, child care, and other social issues facing the average family.